Earlier this year, you lost both parents in the space of 6 days.
Correct.
And still in this year, you had your NCAA debut. As a freshman, you were the talk of the moment. I constantly kept on asking myself, how is he doing it? Didn't he mourn? How was it for you that period?
What I was just doing right there was just to keep going. I will not say I did not break down. I did not cry. I broke down a couple of times. At the initial stage, I did not accept it. I know my mom passed 10 days to our conference championship indoors, and my dad passed 4 days to that conference. So I couldn't do anything like spectacular, but I know that I still managed to push through it. It is part of my story. It's part of my success story. I know where I'm going. So even when the tragedy happened, I didn't let that interfere in my journey.
Hello, Edidiong. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm ordinary. Yeah. How about you?
Good. I'm good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
I love the way you're looking. You're looking amazing. Wherefore, thank you. Thank you for taking out time to be on our Student Athlete Edition. I sincerely appreciate you and appreciate the fact that you were able to be in the studio with me today. So, Edidiong, I want to ask you genuinely, how are you doing?
Okay. I think this carries more weight than the first one you asked.
Yes.
Okay. This is more in depth.
In depth. Yes.
Okay. I know, it's normal whenever people ask you, like, how are you? We just say, I'm fine, even if things are not fine. I think, only few people really like take out their time to actually ask how truly someone is. And I appreciate that you asked me that today. So, how do you say, that I'm surviving? Yeah, I'm alive. I'm holding on. Yeah, mentally, how you say I'm like 5, 6, like let's say, in the scale of 10.
Okay.
Then physically, 4, 5.
Okay.
Yeah. And, okay, academics, because that's still part of my life. We say 8, 9. The semester is going so sweet. It's going smooth. Yeah, everything is just going on good.
Okay.
So, yeah, in general, yeah, I would say like I'm holding on. I'm just there. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. Mentally, you're on 5, 6.
Yeah.
Academically, you're on 8, 9, and
Fire.
you're on 4, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's deep. Okay. I want to now let's buttress this skill that you've given to us. Mentally, academically, and physically. Map.
Yeah.
It's a map.
That's
So
that's for me. Some
let's-
people might put emotions. Emotionally. I think emotions should fall under mental. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a map. If you put the acronym together, it simply gives you the word map.
Oh, okay.
Mentally, academically, and physically. That's map.
That means I'm a genius,
Yeah, you are a genius. Yes. So today's episode, we are going to be on your map.
Good. That makes sense now.
We would start with the mental aspect of things. So you are on 5 right now on Edidiong's map. Tell us. Earlier this year, you lost both parents in the space of 6 days.
Correct.
And still in this year, you had your NCAA debuts. As a freshman, you were the talk of the moment. And You know, for one, I don't know about other people. I constantly kept on asking myself, how is he doing it? Or how did he do it? Did he not grieve? Didn't he mourn? Was there no breakdown times?
Yeah.
Or was he just running without breaks?
Season.
You know?
Running with that season.
Exactly. And
So,
people, I don't know if there are other persons out there. I'm sure people were also wondering, how were you doing it? Was it that the pain was your fire, was your push, or was there something going on? So I want to know, Edidiong, how were you able to put yourself together mentally, or what were you doing differently? Or in fact, how was it for you that period?
um, lots of people do ask me that, but yeah, I might not really have an actual answer to give. But I think what I was just doing right there was just to keep going. Um, I will not say I did not break down. I did not cry. I I broke down a couple of times, but what I will say that, I noticed the people I was around with, the guys that were close to me, they, helped me stand during those days. And the Ohio State University, they were of, I mean, they turned family at that point, because I did not expect like people to turn up for me like that. During that period, they were constantly checking up on me. And spouse, there is this student psychology, it's for student athlete, psychology and wellness therapy. It's a kind of, just for student athletes, and I've been using those resources, and it's been very helpful. And also in general, no matter what I'm going through in life, track has always been a therapy for me, running. And in as much as the tragedy happened, I still found out like track was still something I could, do to help me move on. And I won't lie, at the initial stage, I did not like accept it. Think that's another thing that, made me keep going. I know my mom passed 10 days to our conference championship indoors, and my dad passed 4 days to that conference. When my mom passed, I still went for practice because I couldn't stay inside. I couldn't, be sober inside. I had something I was pursuing. Also, when my dad passed, I still went to practice. So I couldn't do anything like spectacular, but I know that I still managed to push through it. And track in general is a therapy for me. And the sad incidents that happened, I didn't really want it to be something that tomorrow, if I look back at it, I will be like, I would have, done better and something like that. It is part of my story. It is part of my success story, where I'm going. So even when the tragedy happened, I didn't let that, interfere in my journey.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When I was asked not to go for conference and the nationals, I was like, no, all these things my coaches, I was like, no, these are part of my stories. These are part of my journey. This is actually the route I'm taking to where I'm going. So, and as a freshman, I can only be a freshman once. So this is my opportunity to go get the experiences against, my upper classes. And, please, you guys should just, give me the opportunity and the privilege for me to go get this experience, regardless of what is on ground. And I so much, thank my coaches, the athletes, everybody. They respected my decision and, asked me to go. So though I did not perform the way I should, but, that, I think that also added to my story. It might not really make sense now, but tomorrow, later in the future, it will make sense a lot.
No, I completely understand you, Edidiong. But I want to ask you, right? So if you think about how all of this has happened, who you were before all of this and who you are now, do you think there has been a change in who Edidiong used to be and who Edidiong is now? Maybe mentally, maybe emotionally, psychologically. Has anything changed?
Yeah. I will say that a lot has changed. Um, the way I see life right now is different from when my parents were alive. Um, I tend to put myself first right now in anything I'm doing. Because I know when I left Nigeria, I've been talking to my parents and all those stuff. They keep assuring me, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you because I know I would have gone back to Nigeria in June, July during the national trials, and that was our window, like the window I will go back to meet them. And when my mom got sick and other stuff, I was like, yo, I mean, don't do this thing that you want to do, please. And other stuff. And remember, she was like, nothing you do me, you'll come back and see me, something, and she still end up, giving up the ghost. So I was like, oh, at that point, she shouldn't have, told me that stuff. And I
Yeah.
know I was troubled in my mind at Clemson that's when be, they told me that she is sick and other stuff. And I didn't get to speak with her. And I just went out there. I was just running. I wasn't myself and something like that.
Okay.
But then when she passed, I was like, oh no. And I knew that my dad would, follow through because of how they were. So when I got to talk with my dad, he was just giving me like advice on how to, take life from now moving on.
Oh.
And I can, yeah. And at that point, I just know that, oh, this man has already given up already. So, we were just waiting for the day, we will get the news.
So for
So
you,
that faithful day.
for you,
Sorry?
Yeah, so for you, it felt more like a failed promise. I mean, when you said they constantly, especially your mom, constantly kept saying, come back, I can't wait. I mean, you're
Yeah,
gonna
stuff like that.
come back
Yeah.
to
So,
see you and all of that. And it was like after all of that was said, she still passed on. And your dad, I'm sure you probably would be feeling like, oh, he should be able to hang in there for you. But apparently the man loved his wife and
I mean, I expected it. Maybe if it was my dad that first passed, my mom would have survived. So
he chose his wife over you people.
you see how life is not fair. That's what I'm saying. So he chose himself over us. That's what I'm saying. That I mean,
Did you not
I
hear the
sat down.
part of the Bible that said, and two shall become one?
Nothing shall put asunder. Even death couldn't put asunder.
Exactly,
Yeah. So
exactly.
I was like,
So
oh,
you
okay.
wouldn't
So
blame them.
I was like, oh, if they can do like that. So I mean, that means I have to, start taking care of myself more. I should start, looking at myself.
Okay.
I think that also, portray in my decisions after ECAS
Okay.
that I had to let go of the world championships and, just try to take some moment for myself and actually accept everything that happened. Like I said earlier, that I didn't want to accept that they are actually gone.
Yeah.
So I was still pushing through because my vision, was on track, and where I'm going, I saw that I am actually heading to somewhere, and I didn't want their demise to come into the where I was going. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. I think I was also selfish too. I went to Nigeria for their funeral. August. No, that was April. I came back to the States 5 days to Big Tens outdoors. And I didn't know how I managed to, make that out because all through my stay in Nigeria, I only practiced like once. I was running up and down for the funeral. After the funeral, we have to take care of after everything. So it was, very stressful for me. And I still came back and ran 45. I was like, oh, I didn't know how that happened. And I still went on, to making it to the nationals. So, that, putting myself first, I know FN reached out to me that, they are trying to put up a team, of guys, 400 guys to, go try and compete and qualify for the 4x4. And right there, I was like, no, this life is all about me. Maybe if my parents were still alive. Oh, I mean, I will do that. That's what I've been yearning for.
Okay.
So at that point, I was like, I'm letting it go. I did not really consider how other guys on the team, like, letting them down. I did not really think about that. Even when some of them like reached out to me and be like, yeah, just give it this last trial, this last time, keep pushing. And I was like, no, I have to take this time for myself. You guys just go out there, do your best. I know even without me, Nigeria is still good because there were a couple of 45 runners also after me. So, Nigeria is still good without me.
Yeah.
So, and I just had to take that time for myself to heal and, process the pains so I can be better next season. So,
Wow. So, when you said a few of the guys called and said, give it this one last chance. And when you talked about how you went back home and came back immediately for the Big Ten conference, and just constantly going out there to do what you needed to do, and also learning to put yourself first. Somehow it sounded selfish, but I have heard this word from a lot of persons, and it's been used in different contexts in situations of relationships, intimate relationships between a man and a woman. It has been used in situations on a day-to-day life activity. And now hearing it come from you who have experienced grief, and it's like, put yourself first. Okay. And they're telling you, put yourself first. Some persons do not really understand what the word put yourself first mean practically. So when they're looking at it from the theoretical aspect of things,
it
and
looks lighter.
assimilate it as humans, especially when they are not in a situation where they have to choose between themselves and that particular thing at that point in time. It sounds really light and it sounds like, oh, this person is selfish. Oh, this person doesn't consider this or consider that. It's just him. It's just her. So I
Yeah.
want to buttress more on that statement. Put yourself first. Now, I want you to tell us in a more practical light, for yourself who experienced grief and you are a student athlete who performance is expected of you. You wear your nation on your shoulder who being able to deliver is expected of you. But you said to yourself, you know what? I am the one wearing the shoe and I know where it hurts me the most. So I think
Like,
it's time to do me, then do you. So I want you to please buttress more on that first.
so when I said I put myself first, was trying to give myself grace.
Okay.
A lot has been going on, and when the tragedy happened, trust me, I wasn't ready because first of all, I am in a no man's land. This is not my land. I don't have any relative in the US. I'm all by myself, and my siblings. I am the oldest among my siblings, and when they passed, automatically I am the one to take care of my siblings, my dad's business, family issues like relating to everything. And I'm not even in Nigeria. I'm like thousands of miles away. And most times I find it very difficult trying to balance school, sport, taking care of my siblings, and family issues as well. And the post trauma of my parents' demise and everything. It's been like so much on me. And I, I discovered that I was in all these aspects, like I've just mentioned. I try to, be there for my academics, show up for my siblings, show up for my team, the family. Whenever they call your dad's business, this is what I also like show up. And I didn't really like see any place that I actually showed up for me. And I feel as if I was giving, but out of that giving, I also needed,
Feel
to
in.
take in, yeah, and also like because I don't know if that makes sense, because when they reached out and I was like, yeah, I need to be selfish. I just needed that time for myself, just for myself alone. Even if I don't have anything to do, let me just lock myself inside the house
and just
think about everything, and just thank God school went on break and NCAs were done. So two parts is out. And then the family, they were calling and other stuff. And when I went back home during the fall break,
yeah.
I was able to go and put some things in place and then came back for the new academic session. So it wasn't easy, and it has never been easy, and it's still not easy as I'm talking, because there are a lot of stuff I still need to take care of back home. Yeah. And sometimes I feel maybe one person should have, survived. That would have been
Easier for
a
you,
relief, yeah, than
both of them,
having to figure out everything
all by yourself.
all by myself. So, and I know it's a lot. So I needed that time. Whoever called me from village, whoever called me from the family, I did not pay attention. I mean, I was like, yeah, can we talk about this later on and all this stuff? So I just needed that time for myself.
Hmm.
So that's in that situation. I gave myself grace to, tap from God. Um, he was the only person I could, actually go through and to get a refill. My therapists were there too. My coaches, though sometimes I might not really, share some things to him, but I know my therapist really helped me too. Some of my close friends
Yeah.
that really, saw my struggle from youth down to this level, so they understand me to some extent. So,
Okay.
and at that point, I became very selective
Okay.
on people I allow them talk to me, on people I pick their calls, people I chat with, like people, even because I know I had like lots of messages, people like trying to check up on me and other stuff. I was very selective. That wasn't being to them. They might be have been calling Edidiong and he hasn't been picking. I mean, totally understand that it sounds rude, kinda, but I was being selective on people I actually had
When
to,
it's speaking.
let in that time.
That I guess that was just in a way to help you manage whatever it is you're feeling. Because I know sometimes,
Exactly.
human beings can be really funny.
Yeah,
Someone can just call you or send a text, and the person is really speaking out of the line. It's like,
exactly.
bro,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be saying
So
this.
sometimes I might just be, oh, I need this moment alone myself. And maybe that's when you really need to talk to your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and they might not understand that at this point you just need to be alone with whatever you are, facing.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I get
that's
it. I get
yeah.
it. Okay. Now, being a track athlete, I know track has been a part of your life for a while.
Yeah.
If not almost the
Almost
longest.
a decade.
Yes. So, and I know it's not just the sports, right? It's
Right.
sometimes athletes see track as an anchor. And I want to now ask, how did you hold on, or how did track help you hold on and maybe heal? I know you said not completely heal, but like to the
Yeah.
extent to which you were able to heal, what role did track play in?
Um, I will, take some of the keys I just said earlier to answer that. Um, I remember that I said something that I was being selective on people
Okay.
I talk to. So this selective set of persons are the persons I love, people that really knows me, people that I let into my life.
Okay.
So there are these set of persons that really know me. We might be talking like, almost every day, but when it comes to, letting them in, most of them don't know me down to that level.
Okay.
So, track is something I love. No matter what is going on in life, I mean, I always like fall back to track
Hmm.
because, I said earlier that track is my therapy. I love running. So even if I am going through, I mean, anything in life, and if you just want me to, if you want me to remain down for so long, take track out of it.
Hmm.
So, I think at that point, I was just doing something I love. That's what, gave me that extra push to keep doing it. And coming into the NCA, I was coming in, to win. I had the mindset of, to win, to go pro. I wasn't backing down. So even when, everything happened, I was like, maybe this is also a story that might put me up there.
Yeah.
I don't know. a lot of person might be, okay, I'm done, something like that. I'm done for this particular season. But I was like, this might actually, show another part of me. This might actually be interesting moment for me to hold on to. Let me see what I can get out of this particular situation. I was being like positive. Yeah. What if I go on there and actually win the NCS?
Okay.
What message will I send to people going through one or two
Situations
things
like
in
that.
life?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was
You were,
just trying to, portray this hope that no matter what it is you are going through in life, you can still go on to achieve what you want, what you like ever dream of. But I mean, sadly, I didn't even make it to the final round. so, so,
no, but at least you tried. It was the mindset
yeah,
behind it. At least
I
you
know.
tried.
Yeah, but that was the push that keep me going, regardless of everything I you know
Okay.
pass through. So
Now,
I mean, track has always been my life. Track has always been my life. Yeah, and like I said earlier, that track is part of my life. Um, I remembered my dad passed 4 days to indoors, like our conference indoors. And I was like, yeah, I will do this. Let me do it. I mean, I wanted to, you know, just win the conference
okay.
and then dedicate it for them. So, that is when I discovered another thing in track that I haven't like really paid attention to.
Okay.
And, that was, I discovered that there's difference between running and competing. So, I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay. A difference
There's
between running and competing.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
They scheduled me. I was going to run 600 meters.
Okay.
And, yeah, leading up to the, competition, I was doing well at practice. I was returning the times. I was confident that, I'm going to, knock this thing off. I'm going to, put up something there. And, I went there with heavy heart, everything that happened. And I remember that from the start of the race, I was just running. I wasn't competing. I didn't have that mental fortitude to push through. That mental capacity and capability wasn't there at all. I felt as if I was falling behind. Not feel as if I was actually falling behind, because I see people passing me on a normal note. I always like, want to be in the leading pack, like the first three in 600 meters. I always like, just stay close, be close. But I was, just running, seeing the distance keeps increasing. I was like, I was like, after the race, I sat down and thought about what happened. So I discovered that all I did there was just to go out there and run, that I didn't compete. I did not fight. I was just running. And to some extent, that makes sense to me when I see like, people, giving in all out at practice. They are very good in training, but when it comes to competition, they underperform. You know, I don't know if you have, teammates or you've seen somebody like that.
It does
You
happen.
see them returning those times at practice, but when it comes to competition, they just run. And then when they, see the result, they will be like, I should have done better and all the stuff. So
Happened.
exactly. I think it has to do with moment though. We have to have that competitive mindness. Like that competitive spirit must be in us. And at that point, that was what I was lacking. So I just went down to, run, and then that was it. Though I cried, but I learned a lesson. So I still went on there. I remembered my coach also saw that, and he was like, I need to talk to you. Nationals is not conference. You don't have to go to nationals and, do what you did out there at conference. We have to be sure that when you go there, you're actually going to fight. You're actually going to compete. And, and not just, I was like, yes, please register me. I mean, I was the only guy on the team that made nationals. Please let me go. I'm only freshman. Let me go and learn get the experience. I did not tell them. I did not tell them like that, But that was low key what I was, thinking. I was like, yeah, let me go get this experience. And when I went there, after the race, I did still make it to the final round, around 46. And it was like, yeah, you actually competed in this one. And I'm proud of you. And,
That's good.
yeah.
That's good. That's one thing to keep. The difference between running and competing. This gives us a more practical explanation to that statement.
Yeah.
And you see persons when we put in the work in practice and we get out there and you don't see the performance and you're wondering what happened, what really happened.
Yeah.
It just falls back to the fact that once you get on the track, it's a different mindset altogether. It's
correct.
I'm here to compete, not run.
I mean, you can see some people, they might not be returning times at practice, but when they go to competition,
you're wondering. So now it is the ability to build the mindset, or it is the ability to have a competitive
mindset. Yeah, when fight down to the line, fight down to the line. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one to keep. But that's really a solid one to keep. So now let's move over to A, academics.
Wow.
You said it's on 89%. Tell us, how has it been for you this semester academically?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we are not traveling. We are not like on the road and getting to turn in your schoolwork before going on to compete. So I mean that's great for me. And I think this should lead up to the physical part because like I said, that physical I am 4-5.
But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Yeah, but I tend to have like more time for my academics right now.
Okay.
This semester than last semester that we were, on the road and other stuff. And yeah, though, it's not easy though, but, there's this rhythm I'm finding that's making me, I'm rolling on and yeah.
Okay. So if I may ask, right, what are you studying?
Yeah, I'm studying computer science.
Okay, so Edidiong, studying computer science.
Yeah.
That course is no joke. I mean, Java, Python, those are courses that it takes one to have the mental, academic,
concentration,
intellectual fortitude, and concentration to be an A student in that courses. Right now, you're on a 9 academically. Was that the same place where you were last semester?
No.
I
mean, the only part that maybe was a bit higher last semester was the physical part.
Okay.
Mentally, I was low. Academically, I was low.
No. Coming back to the semester now, as a student athlete, I know that there is an expectation that is on us as students athletes. You have to perform academically to enable you compete. So which simply means if you were able to make it to conference, you made it to nationals, Iman, you made it to conference, you made it to regionals, and you made it to nationals. It means that academically you were in a good place enough to allow you compete. That's solid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's considering everything that happened, and you were able to have that CGPA that allowed you compete. How did you manage
So
academic semester?
I will give a big appreciation. Maybe I've not been thanking them too much. The SASO, it is student athlete support system. They were able to manage me academically. Like they stepped in for me, and most times I couldn't just reach out to my professors, and they would just text, send an email. At this point, ED needs some more time, with what happened and all those stuff. We are just following up. Maybe you might be a bit merciful on him and all those stuff. Just give him time. And I mean, the professors, they are so sweet. I mean, they are so empathetic as well. They gave me all the room I needed to heal, to process. And when I was in Nigeria for the burial, I missed my exam, one of my final exam. And the professor was like, "No, go do your thing whenever you are ready. Once you come back, let's schedule for this day, so that you can, come take your makeup exam."
Amazing.
And all my recitation classes, I'm always on the road, like always going for competition. And the professors were like, "Yeah, I mean, you are competing for our school. I mean, can you turn in your recitation before you travel?" So I have the privilege to actually do my recitation before other students. So I mean, yes, as a student athlete, and these resources help me find a soft landing ground to balance my academics during that period. Because if I was to do it alone, maybe I might have been exhausted. But then my professors, they were, very empathetic towards me. They were very graceful. And my mentors, from student SASO, they were also very helpful as well. So they were I'm receiving grace from my professors, and then SASO is giving me this extra push. Like, "Eddie, you can do this. You just try. Maybe if you can break it down into different pieces, do so work today, do at these windows and other stuff." So they break it down into smaller pieces for me. And I just get to turn in my schoolworks and time and other stuff. So they help, bridge the gap. So there were the resources that actually helped me to maintain that GPA needed for me to, compete. Yeah. So that's why I said that Ohio State, they've been so helpful in helping me move forward.
Amazing. Thank you to your amazing professors, your coaches, and of course your mentors from that particular support group. Because being where you were last semester mentally, and just be able to keep a solid GPA to enable you compete as an NCAA athlete, it's no easy one to come, but they did a great job, and we say thank you to them. So now let's move to the P aspects, which happens to be the lowest.
Yeah.
So physically. So P, we're going to infuse track into it, right?
Right.
When we were on your M, Several times you mentioned that coming from Nigeria with the situation of things in Nigeria, you also mentioned the struggle from your youth. You also mentioned how you let people in, and there are some certain persons you don't let in, not because you people just talk on the surface, but people who really used to know you then, and
Yeah.
understanding the struggle it took to get to the point where you are now. So in a very concise and brief sentence or comprehensive sentence, can you tell us a bit about your journey coming from Nigeria to the United States? I mean, how track and field started for you and the way how you went past all of the ordeals to make it to the US.
I know. I loved running, especially when I was in primary school. Our break time, we will do like, this dodge run. Someone is pushing you and you are just trying to dodge, and so and most times during our inter sport, I love running for miles. And during during my high school, that's when I actually like know, okay, maybe I have to give track a chance, like as a profession in my life. That's when I shifted my mind from, just competing for fun, inter sport and other stuff, and focus my ability to see if I can make it to the top. And that was 2017. And yeah, I was schooling, still going for competitions. And I remember that 2017 that I made that decision, my approach towards training changed. I tend to give in all in my training. And that was the year I finished second behind Sudi in 1-5 nationals, national trials in Abuja. And I was like, oh, look at this small boy. Like, first time coming out, you are already like, rolling with the big boys. And that's how I began. That was 1500. I was 1500, 800, 1500, and I finished fourth in 800, that same competition. So since then, I've been doing that. 2018, I was still trying to find my event. So 2018, I went on to run 400 hurdles. I mean, no practice, no nothing. I just boom, 400 hurdles. And I was like, nah, maybe that's, that's not my event.
And the hurdle?
Yeah, I ran the hurdles.
Wow.
I mean, first time on hurdles around 55. So when I was still young, and yeah, so, and then I've been building towards that, and I tend to maintain my event as 800 meters because my passion, first of all, my passion was in 800 meters. Second of all, growing into track in Nigeria, I always have these, these thing people say, Nigeria doesn't travel with 800, Nigeria doesn't travel with 800. So I was like, if Nigeria doesn't travel with 800, what is the problem that is hindering us from not like, and I discovered that
athletes.
Yeah, I discovered that we do not run fast. So even 149 wasn't fast enough. And I was like, yeah, I will be that guy. So I know most times.
To break the jinx.
Exactly. But then thanks to Edose Ibadan that, actually bring back that hope in Nigeria that, yeah, we can actually do this. I mean, the current national record holder that ran like 144. So he brought back that hope. And anytime I reached out to him, when I was in Nigeria, he always like respond. And, that actually gave me another push. But then in 2022, I came down a bit because of my coach. My coach was like, yeah, you have to just do 400 so that you can make the relay team for Nigeria and Commonwealth.
Okay.
So Yeah, and I did the 400 meters. That was when I ran my first 46 at the nationals. Yeah, so we went on to run relays the same day. We went on to run a relay so Nigeria can, qualify for World Championship.
Okay.
But because of that, every guys that made the finals were in the relays. I was in Team B. Then the first four was in Team A. And after them was supposed to be the finals of the 400 meters. So that will make it like three 400 in one day. And I left my 800 meters that I would have won to come to 400 meters just to make this team. And, you know, they got the finals and I was the only one that showed up at, call room and all those stuff. I was like, no, there's no way I have to run this thing. I gave everything just to,
Just to
and I
be
was
here.
begging all the officials. Yes, I was like, I have to run it. And, I mean, I ended up running alone because others were like, yeah, we've already gone to 400, so we are tired and all the stuff, which we understand. So I ended up like running 300 that day. So, and that's where I got the, national honor from. And, I will say my journey has not been easy. 2023, I, contemplated suicide. I left, track and field. I mean, if you go through my What Athletics page, you won't see like any time in 2023 I was, because, like I said, I started in 2017. Most times the younger athletes will always come to our training camp. And we, at some point, we became, the senior. We are the one to guide them. We will guide them, and then they will, go ahead to compete for Nigeria in the youth junior games. And, next thing they're in the US, got signed in the US. And I was like, I just like a signboard, like a placard being placed somewhere that people will come, and I will be like, yeah, this is the way. This is the way for you to go and, and succeed, while I'm just standing one place, because that's how I actually looked at
Well,
it. I was like, I've never competed for Nigeria before. Um, Anytime I go for interview for to move, I got my visa denied. Like, what is going on? Like, what's going wrong? And I was like, okay, maybe that's who I am. Maybe I'm just, to show people the way and, just stay one place. And I was like, in that case, I'm not doing track anymore. I'm not doing anything anymore. And that was it. And I went to festival 2022. I couldn't even defend my title in 800 meters. Yeah, I couldn't run because a lot of things were just going on that period. And I was like, yeah, I am done. But then that was, the period I couldn't stay. I know, May, I began like doing some runs. That was also like a therapy for me. And I didn't talk to anybody. 2023 was the lowest. I mean, I don't ever want to be in that situation again. But in 2024, that's when I got my visa and everything, came back again. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a new beginning. So let's get this thing. I mean, I was down 2023. So my journey wasn't a smooth one. I know there are people that just,
they
get it
just start and they get
as
it.
they go, and they get it as they go. But mine wasn't that easy. So
in 2023, what was the turnaround for you? I mean, you said at some point you felt like you were a signboard where people just come, you give them the rule book, tell them
direction.
exactly, and they just go. And so, what was there any human signboard that you went to that also you? I mean, you never know. And
Um, Yeah.
For family, did they play any role? Or you just got to that point where you said, you know what, I said this thing from the beginning when I came that I want to break that jinx of, okay,
Nigeria is not,
Nigeria don't go with 800-meter
800.
athletes. And you said, I've come too far and I don't want to give up and I'm just going to keep going. Or was your circle also saying the things that you needed to hear? So what that sign, which signboard did you see that changed?
Those guys, I call them my brothers because, they will just tell me the hard truth. Like, bro, you've come all the way. Just look at, there is nobody in Nigeria that doesn't know who Kangaroo Man is. A lot of people are looking up to you. Both your family, all these kids you've already said they come to
Inspired.
you. People are looking up to you. If you give up now, I mean, and I got a lot of messages from coaches from other states. I've not seen you this season. I've not seen you this season. I will just leave them on red and no, I don't have anything to respond. And also where my I got my hope back was when Scholarbook came in. Yeah. So Scholarbook came in and they were like, yo, we've, seen um your profile picture. We've gone through your athletics profile. I think you are a great guy. I was like, yeah, I got that a lot. Yeah, people say I'm a great guy who do great things, and yeah, here I am. I mean, even not even for once all these years I haven't had
Yeah.
the chance to. And they will be like, I mean, what's your challenge? So I was like, a lot of persons don't ask me this because they will like it's a man, you will figure it out. And Scholarbook came in and be like, what's your challenge? And I discussed everything with them. It was basically like financial challenge at the point. And they were like, yeah, we can help you, with all those things and, send you to the US and you will, get your life started from there. And Ohio State came in and I was like, I mean, what's going on? That's bring another area of hope for me. And I began I had that sense to go back to practice.
Yeah.
That's how I got to compete in 2024, early 2024. I was like, oh, okay, these people are coming to take that burden off me. So I became light and I, had that hope again. And yeah, they, helped connect me with Ohio State. Yeah, I got signed with Ohio State and I came to the US and it was a new story for me. So there were my signboard. So
Okay.
uh,
Okay, that's good. I mean, that's what we do. Back to the US. So why are we on? We have talked about the physical coming from Nigeria into
yeah.
United States. We have also talked about the physical for last season. So how is this physical this season? Because if the physical this season is on 4, something isn't adding up somewhere.
When we had to resume practice for fall,
Mhm.
where I only had to practice twice
Okay.
and I'm out currently. I mean, I'm injured. And I will say this is my first time in my career that I am actually injured. I mean, since 2017 down to 2025, I haven't been injured seriously. It will just be normal, body soreness and all the stuff. And once I rest it, I'm good. But this one was very stubborn. So I was and I had to get a surgery and all the stuff. So I know, yeah. And right now I am in my rehabilitation phase. Don't know when I will, actually start running again. Yeah, that's also affected my mental because running helps me running boosts me a lot. But at this point, I don't have any option than to sit out. So, and I miss running. I miss practicing. I miss all those, tough workouts, so, and that's why my physical is low.
Okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now that makes sense. That makes sense. So, I wish you quick recovery, Edidiong.
Thank you.
I must say you've had a few of almost everything, if not everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 2025, maybe I will one day just write a book about my 2025.
Yeah.
Because it's been a whole roller coaster.
It's like it comes with its own map.
Yeah.
Life, to be precise.
Yeah.
So, well, now looking at everything, right? Faith can be tested in the seasons of loss, right? And I want to now know, how has your faith carried you? How have you viewed God throughout this period? How have you involved God throughout this period? Was there ever a time it felt like he was gone and you were done and dusted? Maybe you came back. Was it all, no matter what the situation is, I'm hanging in there? What role has your faith played in all of this?
I mean, it did not change my faith. It did not change the way I view God. And I mean, I tend to, put the blame on um the facility that handled my mom. So I keep saying that the medical facility in Nigeria failed her. So that that wasn't something God can come in and heal. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
That my mom died because of the medical situation where she was.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean God gives, God takes, so he understands everything. And in my life, I am someone that has patience. I'm always calm. So I might not really know what the situation right now might be, but I know like very soon it will make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it will make sense at the end. That's what I, just hold on to and keep believing God. I mean, I've not questioned him. I've never questioned himself.
So, when you think about your parents now, in your quiet moments, what lesson or memory of them comes to mind first?
The sweet part, that sweet part of them, you know. Um, Most times we always like feel oppressed because of the way they play love and show love to each other. And yeah, they were two lover birds.
Oh, wow.
I mean, lucky I was jealous though because my dad is always like over my mom and other stuff. So, yo,
Excuse
that's my mom too. So I mean,
Excuse me. That's fine too,
so
bro.
I mean, that's my mom and other stuff. And most times, anytime my siblings can also tell you this, anytime we are going back home, they are just all these two lover birds. Just I mean, we are kids. You shouldn't be kissing in front of us, and all those stuff, and we are jealous. Leave us alone. Let us figure our own life and find that love our life too. I know. Another part, it has the good part, that's the bad side. First day of the month is always like another day. I miss them because that's when they would like say prayers to us and set the tone for the month. And being that I always like speak to them at length during the weekend, because during normal like weekdays I do not really have time because of school or maybe competition. So we always tend to talk in the weekend. So
Yeah.
most weekend, especially at the initial stage, I do feel like very bad, and I do feel the absence, and yeah, that somehow, will just get to me, and I'll be like, yeah, we are good. I mean, we'll just dust it off and, keep going with life. So I do miss them though. I miss them.
Hmm. Yeah. So if someone watching this particular episode has experienced loss in any way, maybe a loss of parents, immediate family member who is dead to them, close friend, even track itself, maybe losing a particular season due to injury or losing an entire year due to that thought of would I ever make it, or I'm just a signboard that everyone sees and just moves forward. What would you say to them? What would you advise them to do that will keep them going and help them heal? Maybe or
Injury.
just in that point where it's like, oh, would I ever make it? Or I'm just a signboard to every other person out there. Yes. So how would you tell them to keep going? What would you tell them to do that would help them heal and you know, just move
Oh.
on?
Yeah, for the set of people who are injured and are currently out, or someone that might get injured along the way, what I will say is try and get another thing, like another niche outside of track, because in that period whereby you cannot actively participate in track because of injury, it is something you love so much. If you cannot really handle it, that might affect your mental. So find something. It might be a group, it might be maybe people you play game with, video games. Just find another thing that might be occupying your mental at that point until the body heals. And also look at it from this way, that maybe your body needs more time to actually heal and recover and then get you healthy for the next season. And for people that feel as if they are signboard and all the stuff, yeah, was there? I will say, surround yourself with people who actually really love you for who you are. People that noticed whenever that you are, going out of pace or going out of rhythm, or whenever you are down, they are very easy to notice. Stay close to those people that, you speak life into your soul whenever you are down, whenever you are in those situations, those people that will motivate you, inspire you to, move out of that current situation. um that that people can also be like comes in form of books, because yeah, just find a book that might um get to you at that point, whereby if you read it will help uplift your spirit. That can still come in form of people. So just surround yourself with those set of persons. And for persons that are experiencing loss of loved one right now, I mean, I will say, um, just find a way to live with it. Give yourself more grace, and make use of resources, especially see a therapy, your friends that knows you and understands you, because at that point they are the people you fall back to. your family, your siblings, fall back to them at that point, and tell people whenever maybe you are feeling down and you just want that time just for yourself and you don't want any disturbances. It's good for you to actually process those times alone. It's not easy. If you think it is easy, then I mean, and I also, came to understand that we do not actually move on from grief. You just have to find a way to live with it. So, my advice is just find a way to live with it. That will always change something about you. Maybe something you love doing, you can, do in their memories. You can just keep doing something they, would have loved to see you do, something like that. And just find a way to live with it. And guess that's it. And in life, in general, I will say, as an individual, know your power, like the power of vision, the power of purpose. You should, as an individual, you should know that you should hold on to that. Power of vision will give you that, foresight of where you are going, that will make you, be unmovable no matter whatever you are facing in life. And that will also help you choose the kind of company you might keep around you. People that, are not really going to where you are going, you will not really, be around them. It will give you a sense of direction once you know where you are going. And purpose, power of purpose, once you know what you are doing, great connections, reach out to people, try to stay connected to as many people as you can that are, that have the same sense of vision and purpose you have. So that's it. Thank you.
These were the key points for me for each sector. Put yourself first. Mentally.
Right.
Academically, make use of the resources available.
Correct.
And then practically, it would be competing over just running.
Running. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Where the competitive spirit and also the gift of man. There's actually a lot to pick from this particular episode.
Okay.
And I don't know who is watching right now, but I want to say to you that if you have ever encountered loss in any way, when people hear the word loss, they always think of losing a person physically, but there are different ways you lose people, and there are still different ways you experience losses. You might lose a friend, maybe not like physically losing them, but just you people grow apart.
Correct.
People have family challenges that brings rift between a father and a mother, a brother and a sister.
Right.
Even in relationships where you find a young man and a young girl going back and forth, some persons fall back to indifference and some persons fall into hatred.
Yeah.
Now, physically as an athlete, injury or just mental capacity will be in that place to be strong enough to hang in and keep going. But like he said, knowing where you're going to matters a lot. It helps you to detach when loss happens. It helps you to reset when loss happens. It helps you put yourself first when loss happens.
Correct.
The truth of the matter is, when you don't know where you're heading,
you will get toast. Exactly.
You would be tossed around by the challenges of life.
You're right.
And you remain at that spot thinking you're grieving. No, you're losing yourself without knowing. And the responsibility or generation or people who are looking up to you and things that are expected of you just slides away. At the end of the day, you don't achieve, you don't inspire, and you don't grow.
Correct.
So you want to make sure that if you did not pick anything from this episode, right? You have picked the act of putting yourself first. You have picked the act of getting to know your plan and purpose in life. It helps. And also the ability to wear a competitive spirit when necessary, not necessarily on track, because we're running a race. Even the Bible said it. We are actually running a race, spiritually, physically. It is now there for you. And that's, when you look at the part where the Bible said, the kingdom of God suffers violence and only the violent get
taken by force.
Now, if we bring the word violence into this context, it is competitive spirit, the ability to compete.
Exactly.
So if you wear a competitive spirit, no matter where you are, you
would always win.
Have to be on track. You would always win. And to change your winning mindset from just the word win to being that word as a person. And with all of this, we have come to the end of this episode. I hope you have been inspired, because I have. And until we meet again, I still remain your host, Star Mpama. Be good, stay safe, and bye for now.